You're listening to episode 190, only 10 more to 200. That's crazy, of the D6 podcast.
I'll tell you what's crazy, Jeremy, is Jonnie W.
Let me do my tagline. This is the family ministry podcast that helps you connect the church and home.
I don't know anything more important in our society or in the kingdom of God than to help the church, help the family.
Discipleship is not an event, it's a way of life.
And one day it just hit me that discipleship at home was not about doing more. It was about inviting Christ into what we were already doing.
The goal of family ministry is not families sitting on the couch holding hands and singing Kumbaya. The ultimate goal is families that love God, love people, and make disciples of all peoples.
So that's why you're here. You're here to say 1 hour a week, as significant and as awesome as it is, we know that it's not enough and we want to be intentional with every hour.
You're listening to the D6 podcast. Here's your hosts, Ron Hunter and Jeremy Lee.
He's still crazy. He's still crazy. You ever listen to him? I laugh so hard.
Jonnie W is super crazy. If you don't know about Jonnie W, he's a comedian that has toured all over. He is just really, really, really funny.
Yes, he is.
And second year. This is his second year at the conference.
It was his second year, absolutely.
He
And
did a
as he
great
said,
job.
in the conference, nobody gets invited back the third time, so I'm letting it all hang out there. So
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I asked him to bring his guitar to this interview, and he was like, his response to that was pretty funny, and I think you'll hear it on the interview. But listen, Jonnie W needs no more of an introduction except just sit back, relax, and enjoy yourself. Have a little bit of fun in the next little bit because he is great. Now, speaking of D6 Conference, we want to make sure people understand that you're about to come up on a price break.
that's right. At the close of the year, December 31, our price goes up. And so if you want to get in on the lowest price before it goes up, this is a time to go ahead and book you and your staff. And that's the way most of the people come. They bring their staff and their spouses. They come to this because this is a family ministry conference. And when you come, you're going to learn how to do ministry, whether you're a teacher, whether or not you're a student minister, children's minister, whatever your staff position, lead pastor, it doesn't matter. I don't want to leave anybody out. But you're also, most of you are a husband or a wife. You're also a father or a mother, and you get the personal development along with the ministry development. So please bring your spouses with you. This is significant.
And if you're wondering, is the D6 Conference fun? Well, you're about to find out.
You're about to find out because Jonnie just represents one bit of it, right, Jeremy?
That's right. After the break, we'll have Jonnie W with just a little bit of fun with Jonnie. Talk to you in a little bit. Well, hey, everybody, we're back. Did you like that?
I did. That was so good.
Jonnie W is our guest again this year. You must not have been horrible last year because they brought you back.
Well, I've got some dirt on Ron Hunter, is the truth, but it's fine. Either way, we're back.
I was telling somebody the other day, interviewing a comedian is incredibly stressful.
Really?
It is, because two reasons. Number one, all I can do is ask you to do your material, but then you look back and say exactly what you said to me 5 minutes ago, which was, oh, right, dance monkey, just do whatever.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to.
And then then I'm deathly afraid that I'll do something that makes me end up in your act and routine.
That's not what your fear is. You want to be in the show.
No, I genuinely don't want.
It's too late.
What do you mean?
You wouldn't be wearing that shirt if you didn't want to be in the show. Okay? Let's be real.
And I remember our interview last year. You were mean like this the whole time.
No, I'm only mean if it's fake and funny. I don't like actual meanness.
But this is third reason why interviews with comedians are really hard is because I can't tell if you're serious or not. You literally just told me the name of your church, and I was trying to figure out what the joke was.
If it's a joke, yeah.
Yeah.
You've never heard of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints? No, I go to a church called the Church at Pleasant Grove.
In Mount
which is
Juliet.
like, yeah, it's one of those trendy, we got like a new website and we're like, let's mix it up. Now we're the Tapestry or whatever. All churches do that now. So.
All right, so what have you been up to since we last talked?
Well, one thing, I've lost about 40 pounds. How
Shut
about that?
up.
40 pounds since last year. Haven't you noticed?
I was about to say, really? Hey.
Thank you. No, I'm doing good. It's been hard. I've been doing, well, first of all, I'm not one of those people that like over-spiritualizes everything. Everybody's got that person in their church that wants to blame everything on the devil. Even stuff that's clearly their fault.
Yeah. Yes.
Like there's a guy in my church. He's like, Johnny, pray for me, man, pray. Devil's out to get me. I got another ticket. You're like, you're doing 90 in a school zone. All right, that's not the devil. Slow down. But I got, there's a guy in my church, a real big guy like me, and he's like, dude, pray, man. I feel like my self-control's under attack. I'm under attack. I was like, dude, I saw you at the buffet. All right, that plate of ribs was under attack. You had shrapnel coming off the side like a tree chipper, and I saw sparks. By the way, I'm so glad this is back this year.
Do you remember that?
Last year, okay, first of all, what is this?
That's a Jenga set under attack.
It's like if you,
what it looks like
it's like
me.
if you solve this, you get to go to heaven. You got to figure out. There's like a something's in the middle.
I actually think the story that I've heard is they purchased it in this condition from the craft store, the big craft store.
Hobby Lobby.
Hobby Lobby.
Because, yeah.
We support Christian businesses here at D6.
That you don't know the name of. Way to go.
That create artistic pieces.
Well, I don't understand this either. What's this about?
Well, that has...
This is like...
It's very symbolic.
I see this in a lot of church bathrooms, a basket like this.
Is it potpourri?
I don't... Hang on.
Take a sniff.
It just smells like wood.
But...
And
you're
sadness.
taking my stage apart, and
this is fine.
Another thing about comedians is normal guests would never mess with my set. They would just talk about the book. Let's talk about the book you just published.
I have written a number of books on Christian life, and that number is 0.
So we can't talk about the books you've written. Let's talk about the seminars you're leading while you're here.
Okay, same number. But I am performing today in the 2:30 session.
Okay,
and
what
then
are you
tonight in the evening session as well. So I'm going to be all over the place telling jokes.
Are people laughing? That's what I want to know.
So far I'm still fooling them, but we'll see. Yeah, I think the weight loss has hurt me. To be honest with you, I think people like a jolly fat guy. People like a jolly fat guy. It hurts, but it's true.
What'd you do to lose the weight?
I started out doing the pyramid food. Remember the food pyramid diet? That you learn when you're a kid? You got to...
It's not a diet, though, right?
Well, it's a way of living. You got to get 2 kids' lunch money underneath you, then they get 2 kids underneath them. No, that's not how it goes. But the food pyramid has...
Thank you to those that are laughing out there.
Thank you, sir.
This really helps Johnny.
The food pyramid... Listen, the food pyramid has dairy on it. Dairy's not good for us. We know that now. But I was going to Chick-fil-A drinking these milkshakes. Boom, dairy group. And then they started putting the calories. You notice this when you pull up Chick-fil-A now? The calories are there on the menu, not just the prices anymore. It's like, your move, fatty. It's staring at you. And that ruined my food pyramid diet because it turns out these milkshakes I had been drinking were 1,300 calories
time?
In a drink. I was like, it was all I could do, to finish the second one. And so now I'm doing keto.
That's right.
Low carb.
That's right.
You ever do that?
No.
You've never done it?
I need to.
Oh, it's amazing.
Oh, tell me.
All the meat and cheese and butter. Stay away from carbs. No bread, potatoes, starches, happiness. And you can lose weight, though. It sounds like Disneyland for fat people that first week, You're like, I can have a 6-egg omelet with bacon fried in an inch of hog lard and lose weight. Hallelujah. I'm in week 9. Week 9 is a different world because I've lost weight, and also I want to murder my family. So, turns out carbohydrates is what's holding civilization together. And this North Korea thing could be solved with a crescent roll. That's my theory. Kim Jong-un just needs some hash browns. He's hangry. Vladimir Putin just needs some gluten. That's too many. It's too early for that one.
You're doing really well right now.
Fine.
This is very entertaining.
I want to make you happy. No, here's what I would like to promote, though. I have a podcast.
I want to tell you that.
Not to take away from the D6 podcast, which is an excellent program.
This is high quality entertainment, especially right now. But talk about that.
Yeah, that's
with
my
John
podcast.
Driver, your childhood best friend.
Yeah.
Did I get
Well,
that
he's
right?
not childhood best friend, but
College best friend.
well, I didn't.
You were in a band together.
We got our GED together, and we were. He's my.
Is he a comedian, or is
He's
he
not.
like he's the straight guy? He sets up.
He's
the
kind of the
jokes.
straight guy.
Yeah.
I don't like that term, but he. Because what does that make me? But I like doing podcasts. It's fun, and we have 80 episodes. You can go back and binge the whole thing. Binge the whole
I
thing.
listened to one.
Did you? Just one?
Well, I mean,
You thought that qualified you to?
be a fan, I could be a fan after one. I'm a fan of yours.
You're like,
After
I liked
interview-
it so much, I listened to like 10 minutes of it, and I was like, I can tell Johnny I listen to this podcast now.
Well, I mean, yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stop now.
No, anyway, look it up. Talk about that. It's a great show. We can talk about, everything's like, sometimes it's funny, sometimes it's deep. We always have like a little, like, a part of it where we get into like spiritual life, and I love it. It's fun to do. And it's
Do you
kinda,
ever sing on that podcast?
No.
Because your big thing at the stage is,
Well, I like to sing,
yeah.
maybe. It's not a, is that like you're trying to prompt me to?
I'm not prompting you for anything. I'm
If there
asking
was
if you
a-
sing on your podcast.
I don't sing
I
on
mean,
the podcast. We don't even have like a theme song that I should make a theme song for my podcast.
I'd like to know about the band you were in together.
I was in a band with John. That's how we met.
Name of the band was?
The name of our band originally was, we were Christian rock, so give me a break. It was the late 90s. We were called Five Smooth Stones. That's true. And then we recorded a record, and then we were going to release it, and we found out there was another, like, 5 bands called Five Smooth Stones, so we changed our name to 11th Hour. Then we did a record under that name. Then we found, like, 12 11th Hours. So we changed our name finally to Scarlet Thread. That was our last. We recorded a record.
There are
named
no other Scarlet
Thread.
Threads?
We found about 6 of those after we'd already released that record. So we changed our name to Amy Grant, but that was taken too. So it's kind of a bummer. We're gonna go to Carmen now. Anybody Carmen fans? Anybody? This blood's for you. Okay. Do
Look, yeah.
Human video. Remember Human Videos? Does anybody know what I'm talking about? Where you spin out and you
Oh, absolutely.
change characters and no one knows what's going on and no one ever got saved while watching one? Okay.
Hey,
They didn't do anything. It didn't do the world any good at all. Okay.
I want to say this: we've not gathered a crowd yet. We've
No,
interviewed like
this hurts my feelings.
30 people. You're the first one
Oh,
to
that
gather
has-
a crowd.
Straggling. We need to get some white people.
Hey, whoa,
hey
whoa.
now.
Hey,
That's the
man,
problem.
don't be controversial. Are you controversial in your comedy? Have you ever, let me ask you this, have you
Okay.
ever upset people with your comedy? You have to have.
I think I've said upsetting things, but I think if people laugh, they feel complicit, and so they don't
You
feel
don't get-
like they should email you,
don't
because
get
they're like, well, I
hate
did
mail?
laugh.
You don't get hate mail or anything?
No, I mean not till now. I mean after this podcast. Now that you've brought it
Probably.
up, you've given them the idea.
You've already made a couple
I
of
just
things
try to be.
that-
Here's a church word I can throw with you. This is how I try to be in my comedy. You ever heard this word? Like churches a lot talk about like being intentional. Mm-hmm. Like we just need to be super intentional with everything we do, our events
Yes.
and our teaching. And I'm very intentional with my writing. And so if I've ever hurt your feelings, just know that it was intentional.
I think comedians use off-color, raunchy, sexual.
Yeah.
That's like easy and cheap. I think people who make people laugh without that are better at what they do, which is a compliment to you.
Well, thanks. Yeah, I don't know. It's just the way I grew up. I like the challenge of it. Yeah, it feels like it's like if you're Jerry Seinfeld used to compare it to like a NASCAR race. If you're in a race and somebody cuts through the infield, they might win the race, but they cut through the infield to do it. You know, and I think that's kind of what foul language or like off-color topics are. It's kind of like just cutting through the infield and.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. Obviously, my faith in Christ motivates the way that I write, and but I just also feel like even if I wasn't a Christian, there would be part of me that just like I grew up watching, Brian Regan and Seinfeld, and even like Jack Benny and
Sinbad was
Nick
a
at
good
Night.
one. who
Sinbad's
didn't-
great. He's still touring. He's amazing.
Yeah.
He's
He
still out
didn't-
there.
he
He's
didn't
still
get
out there
nasty.
wearing Zubas or whatever pants he wears. The big tall orange hairdo. He's out there, man. He's doing it. But yeah.
So you are touring,
Yeah.
and you tour with Tim Hawkins.
tour
I've
with Tim.
seen. Do you tour like in a group, or do you tour by yourself, or but
I
both
tour a lot by
ends?
myself, and then I do about 20 or so dates a year with Tim. Been doing that for about
With just Tim?
7 or 8 years. Yeah.
Why did Tim pick just you? Like, does he not work with anybody else?
He does. He works with several other comics. Yeah, I don't know. When I started touring with him, I'd only been doing it like 4 years. So I was really young at it. I mean, I wasn't young in life, but I was young at comedy for sure. And yeah, I guess he saw something. And I did music, and I think he liked that. So we could do music together on stage, and he liked that idea.
That is true.
So we do some stuff on stage together that's fun. And yeah, it's a blast. He's been so good to me. He's the best. So, I mean, he doesn't need my help. So don't go to his website. Go to my website.
But you did bring your guitar. Are you going to
did.
sing,
You wanna-
or are you
okay, I can
teasing
do-
me? Because, I mean, I'm thinking about the song that I saw you and Tim did a song when I cyber-stalked you.
What did you see?
It's called the Tweet Song.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah.
Can you, I mean,
Well-
I don't want to make you sing, but hey, I really would love to hear
That's a lot
something.
of pressure. I don't.
Because I never get to go into the main sessions, by the way. I've literally never
missed the main
I've
sessions?
never seen you perform except for when you sit down with me. I don't ever get to go. So please, can I have just like a little mini show or something? I mean,
I don't like this.
I gave you water.
What am I, Quasimodo? She gave me water. By the way, what's going on in the worship in there that they have like the electronic drums this year? Did y'all get complaints? What's going on there? There's no shield. There's no glass shield
You know, there's
of
D6
protection.
people right here. Like I said, I've
Is this a
literally
safe
never been in
neighborhood?
there, so
Be
I don't
honest.
know. Why do we have electronic drums, D6 people?
Is anybody else upset? It's like a Devo concert in
They're
there.
not even paying attention. I mean,
They don't
if they're going
care.
to stand around and be an audience, they should at
fine.
least pay attention.
It's fine. All right, this is something I do with Tim sometimes, but I did one last night. This is something I call it the joke medley. He calls it the tweet song. So
All right, bring it
when
on.
I do it with him, we compromise and call it the tweet song, and because it's his show. So this is something I do, and I just put like jokes, random jokes to music, and
I love it.
Soothing music.
All right, it's going to be like American Idol. I'll rate you afterwards, see how you do.
You're gonna give all these jokes a 1 to 5 rating?
I can't.
Don't do that. I want to host a game show where redneck contestants answer trivia questions for cash and prizes. And wrong answers cost them their hair. It's called Mull It Over.
That's a 4.
That's a 4. If you're illiterate, you probably live your life by a set of unwritten rules. That one hit close to home for you, didn't it? I'm so sorry. If you work for a roofing company, but it's really confusing if you have to call in sick because you're coming down with the shingles. If VeggieTales ever does the story of Jesus, I really hope there's a character called Judas is a Carrot.
5. I like that one a lot.
Some of y'all didn't go to Sunday school, okay? All right, they're just nodding. That's what you want to hear with comedy. Just a lot of nodding. I see what he's doing. I see what he did there. Like scientists in lab coats. As a kid in gym class, I think my favorite game was Red Rover, you separated my shoulder. We were having the breakfast buffet over here yesterday, and they had the powdered eggs, at the buffet. It was kind of, and my wife said, "How do they make powdered eggs?" And I said, "Well, when 2 powdered chickens love each other very much." There's no ending to that one. It's just let your minds wander. Well, No Shave November is coming up. Do you do that, No Shave November?
I do shave every day.
Okay. It's a super exciting way to let yourself go, and I can hardly wait for Flabuary. This one's a tongue twister. Hang on. I think I gotta get my headspace right. Okay. If every year you distribute handwritten copies from a book on 5-speed car repair, that's annual manual transmission of a manual transmission manual. Thank you, sir. You're right. Purple shirt gets it. Thanks for dressing up. Wish I lived in Bible days sometimes. How come when David throws a rock at a giant, they make him king? But when I do it, They kicked me out of the Laker game.
The eye contact.
You like that?
I've never been,
That's blue steel right there. A UFC fighter came to my show the other night, and he offered to train me, but I told him I'm really more of a KFC fighter. As a teenager, I was really awkward around girls. I wasn't someone you would call. All right, last one. I'll do this one. Growing up in a conservative household as a kid, I was taught that bikinis were of the devil. But I got to tell you, once I squeezed into one, I never felt more alive.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Man.
Oh, look at that!
Hey!
Look at that.
Hey!
$2, really? Okay. Man, I really thought Then they take the case with them. They're buying the case. That's fine. $2.
Man, thank you. Will
No.
you bring your guitar next year if they bring you back?
No, they're not. I'm not coming back. Once they bring you back 2 years in a row, you know they're not going to bring you back a third year.
Why?
So this is the year to burn it down. That's how I feel. You never know what I might say up there tonight.
Well, I might show up for that one then.
Yeah, it's going to be good. It's going to be super good.
Especially after this podcast interview. You're so pumped about
right.
it. It's been so edifying to you. You're ready to go.
Yeah, I think so.
No, you're hilarious.
Oh,
All
thanks so
joking
much.
aside, you're hilarious, and people can bring you. You will come to a church, right?
Yeah,
You're
of
not
course.
like
That's
just
what I do.
arenas.
No.
Okay, JonnieW.com, JonnieW.com. Do you have to always spell your name for people?
Well, yeah, all the time. In fact, I think it was spelled wrong on the sign as you walk into the building in the room last night. And my wife commented on it. She was like, "They have all your press materials." I was like, "I know. It's okay."
It's okay.
I had to gather myself before I could go on. Because they put an H. They always put an H in there. It's okay. I mean, I won't be back.
Why isn't there an H? Just
Well, I mean,
we're
it's
almost,
short for Jonathan, so
your name's
there's
Jonathan.
no H in, yeah.
That's a biblical name, but you don't even use it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Huh?
What are you trying to derive something from that? So what other ways have you departed the faith? Heretic. How else have you walked away from God's plan?
Okay,
other
Johnny.
than shortening your name. Yeah.
All right. I think I'm done. Are you done? How you feeling about this?
I feel okay.
Did we do okay?
I think we did good.
You think people are going to enjoy it?
No. But that's the thing. They got that button where you can just skip 30 seconds ahead on the podcast. Boom, 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 and you're done.
Well, hey, for those of you that have skipped ahead, it's been a great show.
Yeah.
And
sorry you missed it.
Sorry you missed it.
Yeah.
Jonnie W is with us at D6 conference. I think you'll be back personally. If you guys want to book him at your church, he comes to churches, and I can't imagine it wouldn't be awesome. The people here at the conference love him. That's what I hear. I haven't heard it yet, but
No,
you know,
me neither. Elevator rides have been awkward, to be real.
To learn more, you could go to JonnieW.com. Thank you for coming.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you, Jonnie W, for messing with me and for singing and for just in general giving us some good times.
I love it when people mess with you, Jeremy. This was good. I should have paid him more money.
Woo! Go Jonnie W. And please check him out online. Lots of good stuff out there, lots of videos and material. I do not think this is the last you'll hear from Jonnie W. His career is on a very big upward motion.
Wonderful guy. Thanks, Johnny, for bringing it.
Hey, listen, everybody, don't forget, we are coming up very soon on a price break for D6 Conference. If you want to get the best price, you need to go to d6conference.com before December 31st. And
Jeremy, tell them how their pastors can come for free if they want to come for free without stowing away in the suitcase.
That's right. If you have a paid registration, you can then use the code BRINGMYBOSS, and then the senior pastor can come for free.
Outstanding. And next week?
Next week we have Scott Kadersha. He is all about marriage. He's a minister of marriage in Texas, and he does a great job talking about this topic. And our man David Jones, part of our podcast team, he went and got listeners' questions and presented them to Scott about marriage. It's a really, really cool interview. You'll enjoy it. I hope, and it's coming out on Christmas Eve. So, hey, if your family is boring you and you're having a horrible holiday, come and listen to Scott Kadersha. He'll make your Christmas better. Hope you guys have a great week of ministry or celebration or whatever it is you're doing.
You've been listening to the D6 Podcast. You can learn more about D6 at d6family.com.